Okay, so I recently came back from speaking at an event in Amsterdam, and I was surprised to learn that expats struggle integrating into the Dutch life, particularly struggling with loneliness, isolation, and disconnection. And I found this quite surprising because Netherlands is ranked at number 4 in the world in terms of happiest places to live, particularly when it comes to job security, work-life balance, education, and healthcare. And what this actually means is that loneliness has the same mortality effect on us as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, which is even higher than obesity. Chronic loneliness actually affects our immune system, which then puts us at risk for experiencing depression. So I did a little bit more research, and I came across another study that Generation Z, who's supposed to be the most connected and tech-savvy, is actually claiming to be the most loneliness out of all the generations, worse than our older generations in terms of their health. And so these busy lives that we are living is actually going through the motions a lot of the time where we're not experiencing a real purpose and real mindfulness around our actions, leaving us feeling disconnected, isolated, and lonely. So psychologist Daniel Russell founded the loneliness survey scale, and it basically measures how often does one feel disconnected from others, okay? And it's used in 80% of all the research studies done worldwide. And they found that loneliness and depression is actually across all race groups, ages, genders, and classes worldwide, okay? It's not isolated to any particular area. And part of the ongoing debate is, does my mental health and well-being affect me in terms of then feeling lonely, or does it the fact that I'm feeling lonely then affect my mental health and well-being? Bit of a chicken and an egg scenario, and which one comes first, right? So that got me thinking in terms of the workplace of the future, and where are we going, particularly in terms of the gig economy? And is loneliness going to be the biggest unforeseen enemy of the future? So if we look at all these co-shared working spaces that are popping up all around the world that are supposed to create an environment of collaboration, co-sharing, doing business together, is it really doing it, and is it doing it effectively? Or are we working in our silos? In other words, our little kiosks or our little boxes, okay? The top 3 things that the freelancers, or the giggers as they're called, look for when stepping into that market is quality in terms of work-life balance, wanting to earn more money, and being in control of their own time and their own schedule. The benefits are freelancers get to earn more money than full-time employees, and they're in control of their time. For employees, they get to pay 30% less than a full-time employee, and they don't have to carry the cost of employee benefits, right? So there's a win-win, think. When we look at it globally, Africa only holds 10% share of the gig economy, which is rapidly growing based on what our economy looks like. Whereas the USA currently sits at 57 million, expected to grow to 68 million by the year 2027. But millennials say the biggest thing that they face in the freelance market or gig economy is a feeling of not fitting in. In other words, being an outsider. They don't feel like they belong to the organization that they are gigging for. So this is going to be a challenge for companies going forward in terms of culture, and how do they incorporate freelancers or giggers into their economy by making them feel that they belong and having a sense of purpose and shared culture, whether that be through perks and benefits or other means. Because what giggers or freelancers don't experience is what regular employees do, is the daily social interactions with others. The coffee chit-chats, the spontaneous lunches, or the social occasions and team buildings that employees do. What we need to realize that being connected or disconnected does not mean that I don't have people around me. It's that I'm not sharing anything meaningful with the people in my life. I can have a lot of people around me, but I can still feel lonely at the end of the day. So corporates are going to have to look at how they onboard freelancers differently. What perks and benefits can they offer? Just think about the debate that's happening in California with the Uber drivers, and are they independent contractors or are they now seen as full-time employees? Individuals as freelancers are also going to have to put their own steps and measures in place to help limit the impact of loneliness in their lives, and to participate and engage in activities that can actually help them feel connected. What I can share with you from my own experience is that when you share a common purpose, a common objective, there is a sense of community, a sense of belonging, a sense of identity, and so we should never underestimate the power of human connection. Thank you.
Okay, 5, 5, 5, 5. Again.